Hello, it's your girl Tina, and this is Real Talk Tina. Welcome and thank you for joining me. Hopefully, I can get this volume right. You might have to listen with your headphones. I'm sorry until I figure out a micro phone situation. Let me see. Turning up this volume now. Okay, so today I want to just jump right in and get into kind of something a little more, how should I say, esoteric. Esoteric is the word. So basically, um, just continuing on in this story time share about my last relationship with a man who I was unknowingly dating that was married, or that I was dating and unknowingly he was married, I should say, because he didn't tell me, but I found out quickly. Don't worry, I ain't Bubba the Fool. I found out quickly because I listened to my intuition and I listened to the signs that were there. So, what I want to say is, it's a matter of time. Now, it doesn't matter what you believe in. You know, I'm a Christian, so I believe in God. I believe that He knows the number of hairs on my head. He knows the day I'm born. He knows the day I'm gonna die. Unfortunately, there is gonna be a day, but He knows all of it. He is all omniscient. And stay with me here. There's a point. Um, However, he also gives us the signs, I think, um, that he already knows, but he has an intricate way of building all of this world and society, and he knows our days before they happen. So we're just like kind of peeking into his little view, which actually isn't a little view, it's a big view. We're just getting a little glimpse of that. And you can find out a lot through it's called the Farmer's Almanac, where you're supposed to do different things on different days. You're supposed to cut your hair, you're supposed to cut your grass, you're supposed to, wax your floors, sell things, buy things on certain days according to the moon. Stay with me. So, according to the moon and according to the stars and how they align, you're supposed to do certain things. What I'm trying to say is, farmers use this, business people use this, you know, different industries use this calendar, and it's available for anyone, and it doesn't go against any, I would say, religion or any kind of belief. It just adds to what we already know. So, with that said, um, I do pay attention to the alignment of the moon and my birth chart, and different astrological placements of the planets. So, during the time that I had met this guy, and we will call him Roger again, the names are changed to protect the guilty. Um, so, Roger, I met during a time that's called Mercury Retrograde. And if you haven't heard that, it's when Mercury goes backwards. So instead of going direct, it goes backwards. And this is a time that you can just Google Mercury retrograde and you can find out all the details, but I'm going to try to tell you the Cliff Notes version as I know it. But basically, it's when you want to rethink things, you need to revisit, redo, um, just go back and just fix things. But it's not a time during Mercury retrograde where you want to start something new. You don't want to start a new job during Mercury retrograde. You definitely don't want to start a new relationship during Mercury retrograde. And the same thing for Venus retrograde. Right now, currently, we're in mid October now. It's October 17th, I believe. You don't want to start a new relationship. We're in Venus retrograde right now. Um, Things in an existing relationship will kind of go a little haywire. Friendships may, um, maybe get into small arguments or big arguments. You know, love is the planet of Venus, so Venus also affects the way that you look. So I tried not to do as many videos as possible, although God is good to me. We always look beautiful, right? I'm gonna say I always look beautiful as well. Um, but there's a time and a place for everything, and it affects your money. It affects how you look, how you feel, your communication. Um, and then right after Venus retrograde goes direct, which is, I believe, this time November 16th, we have another Mercury retrograde going right, starts November 16th or around that date as well. But you can check those dates of when Mercury retrograde starts and when Venus retrograde starts and when all the planets are retrograde. One of the big retrogrades are Mercury and Venus. Those are one of the two big retrogrades. So what I'm trying to say is, I met this guy in July, and it was during Mercury retrograde where the communications are difficult. And although the romance was magical and it was whimsical and he was charming, and I felt like he was a soulmate, a life partner, someone that would be there for the long term that I can actually be with for, I would even say, the rest of my life. I felt that way at one time. Um, as the moon and the planets and Mercury went direct, things started coming out of the woodwork that were just like the opposite of what I thought he was. So that just goes to show me, it just proves to me even more that you that when you're going into a relationship during any kind of big retrograde, like Mercury retrograde or Venus retrograde, then you really have to use your discernment even more. It's a time for discernment. So it wasn't a time for me to jump into a relationship. It's not a time for anyone to jump into a relationship. It's a time for discernment. And as the planets went direct, I mean, it was literally like everything that he said, he lied about. He lied about being married. He lied about his job. He lied about his name. He lied about his birthday. He lied about his college degree, his education. He lied about where he was going. He lied about. I'm out of breath and I'm out of time. So, what I'm saying is, don't be scared of these tools. Don't say that it's like against any kind of religion. It's what God already knows, and it's what God has on to show us, and we can utilize this or not. And it's good to be educated about where the planets are and their placements, and it's nothing against any religion. So just use your discernment, use your intuition, and also if you break up during Mercury retrogrades or Venus retrogrades, you know, you will probably end up getting back together. You know, it's a lot of communication challenges, a lot of challenges with friends. I mean, you really have to, it's really a pause. Just revisit, think. Do not, it's not a time for action or commitment or, you know, final decisions. It's a time for really pondering. And that's all I wanted to say. So that was another clue into this whole big story about this guy. And I'm not saying that no relationship can work out if it started during the retrogrades. You do have to check your own birth chart. And I can show you how to do that if you want. You can contact me below. I'll leave my information. But, I mean, there's other people that can do that as well, or you can do it for free on the internet. But if you need some guidance, I will definitely tell you. If you want to know more about this, I would love to share some information that I found out. I'm here for you. So if you have any experience with Mercury retrograde or Venus retrograde and it just like turning your life freaking upside down, then leave your comments below. I would love to hear this. Don't let me just talk to empty wall. I love your comments. I love your feedback. I love the support I'm getting on this channel, and I love the energy that I'm getting, and I just really appreciate you guys. So thank you. Subscribe, like, share, tell your friends, comment, and peace out till the next video. Bye.